Kumusta kayo mga kababayan ko po dito sa Malaysia, specifically dyan po din sa Sabah, East Malaysia, sa West at saka East. Kumusta kayo? I hope everything is running smoothly sa mga buhay ninyo. And today, thanks God, is Friday. Today is September 5 na po. And sa Malaysia, it is holiday. Sa mga kababayan ko dyan po sa Pilipinas, holiday ba sa inyo? I was made to understand sa Pilipinas po, serado some of the suspended some of the classes dyan po sa Pilipinas dahil basa ang some areas dyan sa Pilipinas po dahil sa heavy downpour. And some Muslim countries, I suppose, they're also on a public holiday po because today is a Muslim holiday, declared as a Muslim holiday dito po sa Malaysia. So ganito, medyo malungkot tayo po, no? Ang mga hot issues, mga topics dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially sa politika, as well as ang budget natin for 2026 dyan sa Pilipinas, as well as itong problema natin ng sabihin natin itong flood control projects, no? na na-discover na hindi lang isa, hindi lang dalawa, hindi lang tatlo ng mga proyekto po, no? Since 2022 hanggang 2025 po, na-discovery na several of them are ghost projects po. It means ghost project, ibig sabihin, guni-guni lang yan po. Na? Physically, wala talagang project, but sa documentation, may project, may bayad, and masaya na po ang contractor, ang mga lawmakers natin po involved dito sa illegal activities at saka some government public servants natin po. Public servant natin, especially dyan po sa Department of Public Works and Highways. And the other thing that ongoing ang issue sa Pilipinas, it is the deliberation of the 2026 national budget po, no? And I was made to understand even ng Vice President natin, si Inday Sara Duterte, sabi na maskin makano lang magbigay sa kanya sa Office of the Vice President budget for 2026, she will accept it po. She will accept it po. Wala na maraming sabihin natin storya, sabi ni Inday Sara Duterte, maski makano lang, whatever amount we will receive, then yun na po, we are going to use that money to deliver, to protect the welfare and interest of the Filipino people, and to make sure that the name of the office of the Vice President continues to sabihin natin enjoy a good reputation po, no? A good reputation. And he will see what she can do out of the budget allocated sa Office of the Vice President po for 2026. Yun, mga issues po that we are going to touch today. And the other thing is that, as what I said yesterday, mayroon tayong mga rallies carried out dyan po sa Pasig City, sa bahay ng Dikaya family. Dikaya family po, this is one of the 15 contractors wherein identified na they managed to acquire or secure more than 400 projects, government projects po, and mostly are flood control projects. And identified din sila po that they had something to do with substandard work, ghost projects, and encount sila with irresponsible, greedy government servants dyan po sa Department of Public Works and Highways, at saka allegedly in cahoots with some lawmakers natin dyan po sa Pilipinas o dyan po sa House of Representatives. Reported pa lang yun po, and until mayroon na ebidensya po and proven without doubt that these politicians are really involved, then I think the proper authorities will name these people po. Although initially nakikita natin po there are ongoing investigations carried out now by the House of Representatives, ang Kamara, as well as ang Senate. House of Senate, especially itong sabihin natin Blue Ribbon Committee chaired by Senator Rodante Marcoleta po, no? Dalawang session na sila, dalawang hearings na sila, and I was made understand by next Monday, Monday ba yun? On the 8th. Is it Monday? Yeah, on the 8th. There will be scheduled the third hearing po on the 8th next week. So we will continue to monitor po, and we will see po what will happen sa hearing, the third hearing ng Blue Ribbon Committee. There has been a clamor coming from the general public. Medyo they are not happy with the limited time given to the House of, or to the Blue Ribbon Committee po, no? Because normally they will start for the past two sessions. They started at 10 o'clock and they had to wind up before 3 o'clock because that particular hall, it will be used again for the plenary session of the Senate. So they are looking at ang mga tao po who are closely monitoring itong hearing. They want if kung pwede din po ma-extend the period of the hearing of the flood control investigation po on starting on Monday, September 8. And I'm not just sure also po, but it has yet to be confirmed. I think by tomorrow or by Monday, the lower house or House of Representatives, they will also confirm officially kung kailan talaga ang next session nila po sa hearing of these flood control projects carried out by the TRICOM dyan po sa House of Representatives. It will be either Tuesday or Wednesday po, no? Tuesday or Wednesday. The last Tuesday, nakita natin po, yun na ang first session ng investigation ng TRICOM tungkol itong flood control project. And it started at 9 o'clock and took a long time po, no? It really took time. Around 5 something na po natapos ang hearing. And yeah, let's see, either Tuesday or Wednesday. But once again, I would like to assure you that Monday and Tuesday, si Nick Talk will be very busy po because I'm going to monitor ang hearings for 2 days. And whatever the outcome or any developments about the Senate hearing on Monday, definitely you will be properly informed. And same thing will happen po sa Tuesday if the hearing sa House of Representatives will be carried out on Tuesday. Or if not, on Wednesday, I'll make sure po, I will monitor the situation and I will make sure that you will be properly informed of any developments po sa probe or sa mga investigations that I mentioned po scheduled next week, Tuesday, Monday for the Senate and maybe Tuesday or Wednesday para sa House of Representatives. Okay, when we talk about itong hot issue po, controversial issue, flood control areas sa mga contractors po, no? Who became very rich now, and galit na galit din po ang mga tao, mga ordinary Filipinos po dyan sa Pilipinas. They are very angry. Very angry po. Hindi lang ang mga Filipinos dyan po sa Pilipinas, but kami din dito po sa Malaysia. We in Malaysia, the Filipino community in Malaysia, be it in West or be it in the East, majority po are not happy with what is going on in the Philippines, especially itong controversy, itong discovery of the anomalous awarding of projects to contractors po who are in cahoots with our lawmakers and also in cahoots with, sabihin natin, itong mga top government officials natin, especially dyan po sa Department of Public Works and Highways. And many, you cannot blame them. Many Filipinos now are looking at hindi lang sa Department of Public Works and Highways, we have to also investigate ang other government agencies like the Education Department, Office of the President, no? And other offices po, Custom ka, COA, no? Commission on Elections, because many Filipinos believe that the taxpayers that we are paying, no? Apparently is falling into the wrong hands po. Into the wrong hands. You just imagine, by the billions po projects, no? By the billions worth of projects, flood control projects po, no? Awarded to contractors, but unfortunately po, what happened? The problem of flash flood, domino effects of flash flood po, like a landslide, submerged areas or barangays or cities submerged under the water, and properties being damaged, lives lost. These are happening every time we experience typhoon or heavy downpour. This could have avoided if only itong mga flood control projects worth by the billions, if not trillions, no, were properly carried out, were properly done and completed. And apparently, hindi natapos, may mga ghost projects, and ganito na po nangyari sa Pilipinas ngayon. So, okay, this morning, mayroon naman po mga rallyista or demonstrators po, they went to the street and show their anger, dyan po sa bahay ng isang contractor, this Kaya, and also doon po sa Kamara or House of Representatives. And medyo nagulo konti po dahil siguro too much emotional po ang mga demonstrators. So we saw in the footage po na mayroon throwing of stones, no, coming from the demonstrators to the police, and there were some arrests made also po. But the situation was put under control immediately po, and wala na talaga serious thing happened during the commotion po, But anyway, just the same, I just want to share with you po, no, before giving you some news or details about what is happening in the Philippines, based on the printed or reported news coming from the mainstream media dyan sa Pilipinas. Unang-una po, I want to share with you po itong footage po, no? Footage, maybe mga 2 minutes and a half lang ito, just to give you an idea, just see what happened po sa demonstration po this morning, dyan sa Manila, dyan po sa House of Representatives.
Ang mga manggagawa ay napakaliit ng sahod at silang
Okay, yun po ang scenario during the gathering dyan po sa House of Representatives dyan po sa Manila today, no, this morning. Medyo pangit ang scenario po, what happened po, and sana lang po, no, we will not be carried out by our emotion when expressing our disappointment po, no. Let's do it, although pangit talaga what they did itong mga contractors, mga contractors, mga government officials involved dito po sa anomalya, saka lawmakers, allegedly mga congressmen. Pangit talaga yun po, no? The one mahirap to accept it, no? And nagiging emotional ng mga tao dahil nasaktan talaga kami. Nasaktan talaga tayo. Biro mo, sakripisyo tayo sa labas, mga overseas Filipino workers. We pay our taxes, promptly, diligently po. And then, saan nagpunta ang pera? Yun lang po sa mga greedy, irresponsible, ano pa? Ano bang word can I use? to describe this mga involved sa kalukuhan po at the expense of the taxpayers po. Yes, masakit talaga yan po, no? Masakit talaga. Pero sana wag naman po magiging too much emotional and magiging physical na tayo po, no? Control tayo, be calm. Sabi nga ni President Ferdinand Marcos yesterday when he commented about the demonstration dyan po sa harap ng bahay opisina ng Diskaya, one of the contractors po, yon contractor who got something like 400 flash control projects po or government projects, mostly are flash control projects, no? Dyan po sa Department of Public Works and Highway. And ito na po ang may-ari ng kompanya po, si Sara Diskaya, wherein during the campaign period sa 2025 midterm election, yun nag-break siya po na marami siyang mga expensive cars to 40 something, 40 expensive cars, so Rolls-Royce, Mercedes, yun mga mahal na kotse po, no? Saan yung galing ang pera? Siyempre, imposible naman po kung ordinaryo sabihin natin normal na contractor ka lang po, you won't be able to get this much of collections of cars, no? Imposible. But anyway, galit na galit mga tao and may vandalism yesterday dyan pa sa bahay ng contractor. Dumating ng mga police and the situation was controlled, no? And si President Ferdinand Marcos was the one who was asking, appealing to the people na to calm down po. And then po ang Presidente, some lawmakers also are appealing to the public, especially those demonstrators, no? Calm down lang tayo po. Calm down lang tayo and let us now avoid physical po. Kasi it won't do good to our country unless it is really necessary po, no? Or unevitable na talaga po. No? But as much as possible, kung pwede, ano lang, control lang tayo po. Control lang tayo po. Let's follow the my system tayo, my procedures tayo po. Although itong mga gago na ito, I'm sorry to say that word, no? They did not respected us. They did not follow the system, respected the system. They did not follow the procedure. Dahil greedy sila po of money. Enjoy ang mga pamilya nila po, mga anak nila, at the expense of us, mga poor taxpayers po. Masakit talaga yun po. That I totally agree. Alright. So, this time around, let me share with you some news articles. News articles po regarding itong issue. Or at least you will have a clear picture also. Additional a picture of what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas. Ang mga latest updates natin. So, to start with, siguro, let me share you itong balita po, no? Let me share you this story. Saan tayo? Sandali, ha? Tingnan natin anong magandang balita dito that I can share with you. And, regarding itong Department of Public Works and Highways. Alright? Ang title or a heading of the story that I'm going to read is Dizon 6 Major Cuts, Overhaul of the Department of Public Works and Flood Control Budget for 2026. Nandito po ang detalles. Nandito ang detalles po. Newly appointed the Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon agreed with House lawmakers that the 2026 budget for flood control projects should be slashed. Slash na po. There should be a significant reduction in this flood control project, sabi ni Dizon. Dizon explained that the Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH budget needs a major overhaul, noting that the flood control already accounts for nearly 30% of its proposed 880 billion pesos allocation under the 2026 National Expenditure Program or NEP. Again, I will repeat. Ang proposed budget ngayon po for the Department of Public Works and Highways is 880 billion pesos. At pwede sila or they're asking for the allocation for the 2026 budget. And 30% of it, 30% of the projects of this amount po goes to the flood control projects. Grabe, no? Grabe, no? The 268.3 billion pesos flood control budget really needs to be overhauled. I believe we need to reduce it without compromising areas that are truly in need. Excuse me. Kailangan yan po. Para sa akin, yes, they have to do that. You just imagine po, mayroon tayo it was made public po that there are 20 areas or regions po, 20 areas dyan sa Pilipinas po identified yun na really affected by flood. And needs projects, flood control projects po. But of the 20 po, 12 po, hindi nagbigay ng badly needed project. Why? Instead magbigay yun sa 12, kasi identified na yon na every time may typhoon, every time we have low pressure situation, heavy downpour, identified yun that they are affected. Ang mga tao doon po, this area are affected, badly affected. But yet, these 12 areas out of the 20 po, kulang ang flood control projects. Instead giving to the 12, nagbigay sila sa ibang lugar wherein wala talagang problema sa flooding. Bakit po? Bakit? We need explanation po. Dizon assured that the appropriation panel that the flood control projects in the 2026 NEP have already been completed, but given the appropriation anew, duplicated or deemed inappropriate will be immediately removed. Maganda yan po. In fact, 2 days ago, si President Ferdinand Marcos also released a statement saying or calling for the swift review of the proposed budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways, and even Senator Lacson and other senators po welcome the statement of President Bongbong Marcos. When Representative Nonoy Libanan, 4-piece party list, noted that most proposed control projects overlook the country's most flood-prone provinces, Dizon said the revised budget proposal will correct this. If there are flood control projects to be prioritized, they should be in the areas that need them the most. I think that's just common sense. Sabi ito si Representative Nonoy Libanan, representing the 4-piece party list. The new Public Works and the new Public Works Chief also echoed the House Appropriation Chair, Representative Micaela Samsing from Nueva Vizcaya Disikuan, that the budget needs to be science-based. If a certain flood control project is no longer needed at a certain location, Dizon said, the agency will consider realigning funds to the maintenance of major roads and bridges. Yun po. That's it. Maganda po, no? That's one of the updates that I want to share with you po dito sa programa natin, Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. Okay, talking about this Bulacan District 1 engineer, si Engineer Henry Alcantara po, nasibag na, no? I told you already in my previous blogging, nasibag na si Engineer Henry Alcantara. And charges will be filing against, criminal charges will be filed against this Engineer Henry Alcantara. Anong criminal charges? Most likely po, no? Sabi ni Secretary Dizon, most likely po, plunder, no? Plunder. So it means plunder, no bail po. Plunder, you can only be, charges can only file plunder cases against a specific person po kung ang amount involved is 50 million and above. So ito kay Alcantara is already 55 million. 55 million. So qualified na po, no? And let's see po what will happen. Let's see what will happen. And they're asking also some concerned Filipinos po, even in Malaysia. We want to know po itong let's say 15 identified by the President contractors. 15. Let's say isa-isa na lang po. Another 15 congressmen involved or connected with these contractors. And then isa-isa na lang po engineer, because we are talking about nationwide, no? So isa-isa na lang engineer. District engineer ba? Regional engineer ba? No? So nasaan na sila? Are they still in the Philippines? Or they managed to leave the country? Pero mayroon na lookout bulletin po, no? Naghingi na ng lookout bulletin sa immigration po ang Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary. At saka sa DOJ already po na may order na po, lookout a bulletin for these people. So I hope nasa Pilipinas pa sila, no? Because you see what happened, I'm sorry to give you this example, but lumabas na po according to the authorities concerned po, ang spokesperson ng Kongreso, House of Representative, si Attorney Princess Abante ba yun? Yeah. The other day, she said that itong representative of Congressman Saldico, who is reportedly involved dito sa anomaly sa flood control project at saka sa played a very vital role in the 2025 national budget po, no? Na-confirm na si Atty. Amante that Congressman Saldico is no longer in the country po, nasa United States undergoing medical treatment. And he got all the clearances from the Congress. And from whom? Siyempre, mag-sign doon ang Speaker. Si Speaker Martin Romualdez po. But it was only just recently, I think it was only yesterday, na-confirm sila po, wala na sa country si Saldico. Wherein they should have, several Filipinos were saying, they should have informed it earlier po, 2 weeks before, or 2 weeks earlier, or when Marcos, President Marcos, openly exposed itong anomalya sa flush control project, because his name has been coming out every other day or every day po, but none of the congressmen, none of the officials dyan po sa Kongreso po dare to mention that he's no longer in the country. It's only just recently po. Anyway, let's leave it to you. Kayo na bahala po to see po kung bakit ba yung ganyan. Because if we talk and talk po, wala din mangyari, because I don't know what is happening sa Pilipinas. Alright. Another story that I'm going to share with you po ay ito. Sandali ito po, maybe I can share with you itong story tungkol naman sa budget. Now, OVP, ang heading ng title or ng story is OVP ready for any eventuality as Congress deliberates 2026 budget. You listen po. Listen po. This is the budget of Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Vice President Sara Duterte's office will settle for whatever amount Congress decides to approve for the budget next year. Its spokesperson said Friday, September 5 or today po, vowing that they would be ready for any eventuality once the budget hearing starts. Whether they increase it or decrease it, it is the same thing for us. We will still do whatever needs to be done, OVP spokesperson Ruth Castello said in an interview today or Friday. There will be more programs that can be accomplished and completed if the funding is bigger, sabi ni Castello. The OVP's proposed spending plan for 2026 is 902.8 million lang po. 902.8 million pesos lang po. This is around a 21% increase from its 744 million pesos budget last year, an amount that was given to OVP after Congress realigned chunks of its original proposed budget. Last year, so OVP budget hearing at the House of Representatives descended into chaos as Duterte quarreled with lawmakers during the proceedings. Okay? Yan po. Yan po. Yan ang latest natin po tungkol sa budget ng OVP. Tungkol sa budget ng OVP. So, at least po, may kunting increase, 21% po for this year, for 2026. And tingnan natin po if the Congress and the Senate will give this increase to the office of the Vice President, because the way things are moving now, medyo mahirap ang si Inday Sara Duterte to get support from the administration. From the administration. Alright? Okay. Now, earlier I was talking about Henry Alcantara. Nandito po. Let me read you briefly lang po ang news. Ang news tungkol kay Henry Alcantara. The Department of Public Works and Highways found dismissed Bulacan 1st District Engineer Henry Alcantara guilty of grave misconduct and gross neglect in the performance of his duties, the agency said. Former Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary Manuel Banoan filed a motu proprio offenses of disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines and to the Filipino people, grave misconduct, gross neglect in the performance of duty, and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service. Newly installed Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary Vince Dizon said in an administrative case decision. The decision is the basis of Alcantara's dismissal, which Dizon has announced earlier. Alcantara was preventively suspended afterwards. The decision cited a river wall in Baliwag, Bulacan, that Alcantara had marked complete, but which, upon inspection by President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., showed no structure had been built. Ibig sabihin, confirmed ghost project. The ruling also referenced a Supreme Court decision noting that the Civil Service Commission does not have a fixed definition of a grave offense, but that anything that tarnishes the image and integrity of an institution could qualify. Yan po. Narinig ninyo, no? Narinig yan po. So, wala na si Alcantara. And, let's see po. Let's see ang the criminal charges filed against him po. No? What will happen? No? Kailan yan po as soon as possible. And, pwede lang po. What the Filipinos wants. Mga taxpayers po. Wants from the authorities concerned. Kung as early as possible, file criminal charges against these contractors already. After all, lumalabas na eh. Nandyan na po eh. Tarong-klaro na po that they siphoned, they cheated. Ang gobyerno. So what else? What else po? No? What else? Why not file cases against them already? Bakit maghintay pa tayo kanino? Hintay pa tayo kanino? And then call these people involved. The Filipino people wants to know. Since mayroon tayong hearing, then invite them to the hearing. Let them explain. Or clarify what happened. And then from there, we will see. We will see more. Whether we will accept their explanation or not. Whether the authorities concerned will accept the explanation or the public will accept their explanation. We will find out whether they are telling the truth. Para pagdating naman sa 2028 mo, malalaman na natin po. The Filipinos will judge you po. Ngayon, we will just listen ang explanation, clarification ninyo. Pagdating ang Judgment Day, that will be 2028, we will make our decision. So, alright, tomorrow is Saturday po, September 6 na po, and the following day is Sunday, September 7. Ibig sabihin, it's a weekend holiday po. So, spend your weekend, make it memorable, happy, and problem-free po, Saturday and Sunday. And make sure that you spend your time also with your family po, no? Bonding with your children, husband and wife should be bonding each other. And don't forget, your religious obligations po. Huwag natin kalimutan every Sunday. If you are obliged to do your religious obligation on Saturday, do it. Or on Sunday, please do it po. Don't forget. What is important is, first thing first, we have to give thanks to our Creator for the things that we are enjoying now. Okay? Huwag natin kalimutan ang Creator. Who is your Creator? Be it Allah, be it Jesus Christ, be it God, or Buddha, or whoever, or how you call your God po. It is very important that we give thanks and praises to our Creator. So siguro po hanggang dito na lang ang programa natin, TikTok The Real Talk with Nico on a Friday. On a Friday po. I hope everything is running smoothly sa mga kababayan ko po dito sa Malaysia. Mga Malaysian friends natin po. Ang kababayan ko po dyan po sa Sabah is Malaysia, particularly dyan po sa Kota Kinabalu City, of which where I belong. And of course, ang mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo. Si Edna dyan po sa Sabah. How are you? And thank you for watching. Mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, I would like to say, happy weekend sa inyong lahat po. And keep safe always. And of course, the same greetings goes to all our kababayan po dyan sa Pilipinas, be it rich or poor. Ingat lang tayo po. And for the Filipinos, I just want to, those are very concerned. I just want to say, let's continue to be united and be focused. Let's fight for our rights. Let's fight for our rights. And let's call for justice and accountability and transparency. So with this, Nico Fabian would like to say once again, thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. I'll see you in my next episode. God bless us all, and bye. I love you.